Hey, what's up? It's your girl Vero G, and you're watching right now the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Check out all these amazing episodes and so much more. Tune in to check each and every Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And definitely check out all the episodes on my YouTube channel at Vero G Spotlight Network. Follow and subscribe. I will follow right back. So definitely go check out the channel if you want to support. Appreciate it. Much love. Hey guys, welcome. You're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here with your host, Vero G. What's up, everybody? Those watching right now, live on Twitch, on YouTube, or on Facebook, welcome to all watching right now on here live. So I'm excited. We got a great show for you guys today. We have an amazing guest. He is the founder and CEO of All Talk Oncology podcast. He's also an entrepreneur, also a cancer advocate, a speaker, a host, and also author by the name of Kenny Perkins. So we'll be having him on this hour, and stay tuned for that. I'm very excited to have him on the show. So you guys already know, we're gonna get the party started and all that. We're gonna open the chat right now, so you're more than welcome to chat on here in the show with us. If you have any comments or any questions for our guests, you're more than welcome to be on all that said and done. Also, before we continue on the show, you guys want to, that's the QR code. If you want to donate or contribute anything to the show for a few minutes before I take it out, you're more than welcome to do that if you guys get a chance to. So let's get right into it. We're going to get right into announcements. I know this is one of my favorite parts of the show. There's a few other segments on here, but let's get right into everybody. Let's get into announcements. That's right. So we're going to have a little something here for you guys. We'll be right back. Audio Jungle. See, I got the wrong one. Wah, wah, wah. Here's the one for announcements. Sorry, my bad.
Here, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show, and it is part of the announcement segment. So definitely come.
All right. Thank you for that, Bob. I appreciate you for announcing that for announcements. All right, guys. So let's get right into for announcements. First and foremost, guys, you guys could vote for me. I just got to keep reminding you guys that because voting ends on April 30th. So yeah, just keep running the numbers, man. Keep it voting. But if you have not get the chance to vote for me, you could do so now. You can vote for me for the ISSA Awards, which, as you see there on the screen, I'm nominated for 6 categories, which is Vocalist of the Year, Rising Star, Single of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, Album of the Year, and Emerging Artist. Now, for the Single of the Year is Scars, and the Album of the Year, which is the one that just came out last year, which is called, oh my God, I forgot the name of the album, my God. A Brand New Me, my God. A Brand New Me. Album's not out now, so that is a part of that category. So definitely go support that. If you get a chance to, I appreciate that. Vote each day, tell a friend, share the love, all that said and done. And I appreciate all your support if you get a chance to. Thank you. Also, on the voting section, to the next thing, you guys can also vote for me for the LDM radio for the R&B category for the song Scars. You could go to www.ldmradio.com. Go support if you get a chance to. And, I really appreciate that if you guys get a chance to. All that said and done. All right, guys. Also, on announcements, you guys could go and check out. I have new music coming out. Just want to throw it in there. The Energy album is finally coming out, and also the 7th album will be coming out this fall, which is called My Anxiety. I cannot wait till this gets released, so you guys could check out more content and new music. With that said and done. That's right. All right, so let's get right into. We did enough for announcements. So we're getting right into the breaking news. All right, let's get right into breaking news. All right, guys. So breaking news. This has just been happening for a minute, and I want to take a moment of silence quickly if we can. Now, the reason why I say that because the first thing we're going to talk about is the unfortunate tragedy that happened in Santo Domingo, or Dominican Republic, as you guys know, at the Jet Set nightclub. That happened actually on August 7th. I'm going to send a picture. I'm not going to show the other pictures due to respecting the families and that sorts, but I'm going to just show one picture so you kind of get the kind of concept of that. Yeah. So let me see if I have it here. Okay, so right here's the picture, guys. So apparently this happened on my God, April 7th of this year. And there was a concert that was happening with the one and only icon, the merengue singer Ruby Perez, was performing there with his band. And there was many people that attended, and everyone was having a good time. And apparently, the roof have collapsed, and it was killing. The numbers have gone up, so this is the accurate, up-to-date number. It was over 100 people, but now it has gone up to 225 people that have been killed at this tragedy. Over 189 that survived, and there's many that have been injured to this unfortunate demise. As you know, there was many people that were there, celebrity baseball players. I forgot the name, Tony something, and there was another guy, but also Ruby Perez, as you guys know. He unfortunately had passed away. As his daughter, I saw the interview about her recently. Her name is Zunika Perez, and she was lucky to survive, and her husband as well. Her husband actually jumped on top of her to protect her during the collapse of the roof. So apparently, it's just unfortunate the situation right now. Apparently, the saxophonist had passed away right away due to the impact of the roof. And now the families are now claiming the bodies and setting up funerals. There is still an investigation on this, as many are questioning. I'm going to show his picture. I can. Here we go. He is the owner by the name of Antonio Espalara, who made a statement after the tragedy. He's the owner of Jet Set Club, by the way. He made a statement after it just happened, and basically his condolences, and this is a mishap or a situation. But many people want answers on why it was led to that point. I just heard recently, before I started the show tonight, that had numerous complaints, and one of them that had a fire, I think as of last year or 2023, I'm not mistaken. So this building has been having certain violations, and I just found out breaking news to this story. Apparently, while this unfortunate situation happened on April 7th, the emergency exits were closed, the doors. And that's illegal, by the way. You're supposed to have that open due to any emergency emergency exits or available for people to leave out of a situation. So there's a lot of speculation of lawsuits coming in behind this, and a lot of wrongdoing, and a lot of answering that's going to be happening to what this happened. So, but like I said again, people want a lot of answers. Now, as you know, Mayor Eric Adams, he actually went down there today, Sunday, to pay his respects and the compassion to the Dominican Republic community, and also helping out with this unfortunate demise with that. So, my condolences to the families and those victims, and unfortunately those who have passed away. And our hearts are with you here on the show, and just taking one day at a time. Okay, so next on breaking news, everybody, let's get right into it. So from that part, there was another situation that happened, unfortunately, and here's the picture. I will not show the crash site scene because of due respect to the families, but this happened just this week or so, on Thursday last week, I believe. Of course, so apparently this family from Spain, fortunately, had died in a helicopter crash at the Hudson River. And apparently they were doing a tourist viewing of, New York City and that sorts. And there's a video, which I'm not going to play, and it shows the last minutes of them alive and how the helicopter crashed right into the water of the Hudson River. 6 people had died, of course, and the pilot as well. Just the name of them, the CEO. He's also the CEO of Siemens. That's a big technology company over there in Spain, by the way. His name is Augustin Escobar. His wife, by the name of Mercy Kabari, I hope I said it correctly, and their they're unfortunately 3 children that passed away as well, ages from 4, 5, and 11. The helicopter departed on the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m. About 15 minutes later, there was a numerous, sorry, not awareness, forgive me, a numerous callers reported on a helicopter crash, as there is footage, which I said I'm not going to play, on the helicopter crash as it crashed on the Hudson River. Divers arrived at Pier 40 within minutes and took initiative life-saving measures. Before people died on the scene, and 2 of the survivors, which was 2 of the kids, but when they went to the hospital, due to their injuries, they unfortunately have passed away in the hospital. So, yeah. Just again, our condolences to the families. I know the brother-in-law went and made an announcement. He went there on his behalf of the family, to thank New York City for the amazing work that they have done and did their very best to save them. So again, our condolences to them at this time. All right, next breaking news, everybody. Let's get right to the next one on here, which is very intriguing. I don't want to scare you guys. In New York City, there's a lot of crazy people as it is, and there's a craziness as it is. So apparently this man here on the screen you see here, that's like 2 men, but this one particularly just throws me off. So this man is wanted, as you see here, after a video shows him performing sex acts on a corpse in the New York City train, people. On the R train, by the way. This is crazy. And he was actually robbing this person because this person died. They were trying to do the thing, and then he took the initiative, and I don't know what exactly he did with sex act, but he took it upon himself to do his thing on a gentleman, which is a man, by the way. So if that's not crazy enough, I don't know what to tell you. All right, everybody. I hope you find this guy. Hopefully this man does not walk a day on earth anymore, meaning out of the streets into court, and also in jail, hopefully. So, yes. All right, so that was it for breaking news. Let's get right to celebrity news. It's one of my favorite parts, which I love to get into this right here. So, all right, let's check it out.
Audio Jungle.
All right, guys, celebrity news. Let's get right into the juicy part of the celebrity news. I love this part. Oh, yes. Oh, let's show a picture. I think I got it. Yeah, it's coming out. Okay. So apparently, if y'all don't see what's happening, I'm going to just give you the scoop or the juicy juice, right? So apparently, director and actress Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter, I'm just saying, I forgot the name. But anyway, so apparently Zoe Kravitz was seen with actor Austin Butler. As you see the picture there, something's going on there. Recently with some PDA. She states right now she's just having fun. Hey, listen. Cameras don't lie, people. Cameras don't lie. How do you guys feel about that? Because this is some juicy shit right here. I got exclusive right now. Ooh, this is juicy. I don't know. I'm just saying, hey, do what you got to do, girl. Just protect yourself. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now let's get one crazy thing to another, right? So celebrity news, guys. Apparently Justin Bieber recently has been doing a lot of weird lives. Have you guys seen it? I've seen a few of them. And he looks very not well, a little bit sick and high. And many people are concerned about his mental health at the moment. And yeah, there's rumors that he still misses his ex, which is the singer Selena Gomez for me. And as recently, Selena Gomez dropped her album, which is called I Say I Love You First, alongside with her fiance, Benny Blanco. And she has several songs about her ex, Justin Bieber, which I heard one of them was very intriguing. I'm not going to get to it. You got to tune in and check that out. It's online, all platforms, so you got to check that out. Yeah, that's crazy. So while this is happening, I got to add a little thing to this. Now, with Selena Gomez, there is still beef with Halle Berry. Wrong lady. Halle Bailey. I'm tired. Which, they've been having beef for like a long time anyway. But apparently, Halle Bailey is still stirring trouble with Selena Gomez. And with her IG posts and comments and that sorts and that. And I'm like, listen, Haley, you got the man, you got the baby. Why are you still bothering his ex? Like, this is inevitable. Like, let her be. If, whatever happens, but just leave the chick alone. Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's just weird stuff happening today. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. All right, so that was it for celebrity news. Now, as you guys know, last week I was supposed to put this up, but I forgot. But we're gonna do it now. So quickly, this month is the National Autism Awareness Month, and we wanted to address certain things on this matter. So we're gonna play a quick clip on here. Our guest is on right now, so let me just do this quickly, and I just want to introduce you about what this is about. And each other week we'll be talking about this in different situations on different various information that's really informative for you guys as we speak. So we're gonna play a little clip, and we'll be right back. Again, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here live with your host Vero G, and yeah. So I finally got the clip, so we'll be right back. My bad, I'll have to mute it. All right, guys. So that was a little something of a snippet. If you guys get the chance to, it was very informative and educational. So I hope that helped with understanding what autism is. It's about a sensory. There's a lot of stuff to it. I think it's so much information. I don't want to say too much on here, but I hope that kind of gives more of a concept, for you guys to understand what it's about, all that's said and done, and all that it is. So. All right, guys, so I'm excited. We have our guest here in a few minutes, which is here now, actually. Let me do a quick introduction on him. He is an amazing person. He is the founder of All Talk Oncology, I said it correctly, podcast. He also is the entrepreneur. He is a cancer advocate, a speaker, host, and author. He does a lot, so we're going to have him right now in a few minutes. And also, besides that, he is also a radiation therapist and tech for over 20 years. So we got a lot to talk about on here. I am excited to have him on the show. God is good. God is good. So this is how I'm on here. He is on the scene right now. Let me just get him right now for you guys. Oh, there he is. I'm like, where'd he go? All right, let's give it up for Kenny Perkins. Hello there. How are you? Okay, I can't even hear or see you. Oh boy. Okay, he was on a few minutes. He's gonna come back on. We're gonna get him back on. We're gonna get him back on, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. We got him. We got him. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to have him on the show and talk about what he's doing and a lot of great things. Oh, let me see right now. Hold on. All right, 1 second. Hold on. All right. Welcome on the show. How are you? Okay, I can barely hear you. Oh man. Oh. Okay, I can't really hear you. Or try to get on and back off because like it's stopping. I don't know. Is it a Wi-Fi area maybe or? Hello? Okay, let's try to have you back on. All right, yeah, okay, that's weird. All right, guys, like I said again, he's the CEO and founder of his podcast, which is called All Talk Oncology Podcast. And if you don't know oncology, it's cancer is basically a profession who studies cancer and different facts. There's all types of cancers out there, from ovarian cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer. I mean, the list goes on. There's so many forms of cancer, and so we're definitely like to have him on here and talk about different that situation. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's see. Hello. Yeah, but it's like in and out. It's weird. I don't know. If it's the area maybe. Oh boy, we're gonna have him on the show, guys. Just work it. Just bear with it. Sometimes you go live. We just gotta work with the situation. So it is what it is. We're gonna work this out. Yes. So guys, chat is open. If anybody wants to, come on and talk, have a question for our guests, you're more than welcome to do that on here on the show as well. So let's see. Hold on. Okay, let's try one more time. Hold on. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello? Oh boy. Hello? Oh boy. Sometimes it's technical things, people. It's out of our hands. So let's try to make this work. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. So that's sometimes when you're live, it's sometimes out of your hands. You're just like, damn, you got this. All right, so hopefully he'll come back on here in a few minutes to maybe sort that out with the technical side on his end. But with that in mind, like I said, we got a great show for you guys. Just excited for a lot of things we got going on here. Just before we get him on here, I just want to also add on here, just working on other projects right now. I can't disclose too much on here. We're working on some other things, but no, just other things. That's what I'm going to say. I can't discuss too much on here, but stay tuned when I finally make the announcements on platforms. All right, let's see. I think he's back on. Let's try. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh, where did he go? He was just there. Oh my God. Yeah. We're going to make this right, people. We're going to play a little clip. We'll be right back, guys. While we take a break. So you guys already know. So let's see what we could play. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I think he's trying to get back on. I don't know. So let's see if I could play a video or something. I'm trying to. Oh, he's on. Okay, let's see. Let's try again. Try one more time. Hello? Okay, yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see you. But oh boy, I think it's the Wi-Fi. Yeah. All right, guys, let's see what we could try to do here. Let's see what we can have here real quick. If I have anything video wise, I want to see if I can play something for you guys. Or no, I'll just play some music while we take a quick break then. Oh wait, is he back on? Wait, all right, let's try it. Let's try this. I was gonna take a break, but okay, let's see if we get him back on. Hello? Hello? Okay, we're gonna play a song. We'll be right back, guys. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Seasons tend to change. Time just passes by. Mistakes that were made. Setbacks that have stayed. Tears that I have cried. Made me more stronger. Lift up and conquer. For greatness to come. There's more to see. From those dark times, more time to shine. Never thought to see the day. My life has changed. Brand new into me. Never gave up on my dreams. See the light on my own. My moment is here to stay. My path has to see. My path has to see. Oh, brand new me. There's more to see. From those dark times, more time to shine. A brand new me. A brand new me. A brand new me. There's more to see. From those dark times, more time to shine. A brand new me. 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 A
All right, guys. So we took a quick break. That's just one of my singles called "Brand New Me" is out now on all digital platforms. The album itself called "A Brand New Me" as well. So definitely go check that out if you get a chance. Support it, and all that's said and done. All right, so we have a guest back on, Kenny Perkins. Let's see if we could try one more time on him on the show. One second. Okay, let's try. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Ah, Yes, we're good. Yes, we got you. And I was like, what's going on?
Got you.
I was literally sweating. I was like, oh my God, I hope it will be fine. Oh my God, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show. All that energy.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. But thank no, thank you. I'm honored and thank you for your assistance as well. She has been on it. So I appreciate her as well reaching out to me and making this happen.
Mhm.
But let's get right into it. Like I said, you are the founder and CEO of the podcast called All I mean, make sure I get it right. All Talk Oncology podcast.
Yeah.
And you know, you do a lot. You are an entrepreneur, you are also a cancer advocate, a speaker, an author, and also besides that, you also are a radiation therapist and radiation tech for over 20 years. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. I want to applaud you because that's a lot of work.
Hey, appreciate it. Let's go.
You're
Let's go.
welcome. No problem. So let's get right into it. Let's talk more about yourself. Like I said, I already kind of introduction to you as well, so people know more about you. But those who don't know a little more about what you do besides what you mentioned, the things you do, let's break it down and all that said and done. So let's talk right into who is Kenny Perkins besides what I just mentioned.
You know what? Kenny Perkins is a person loves to have fun. He's a people person. You know, always call myself the people's champ, right? I mean, I just I love to connect, and you know, I landed in this field by accident. Really, I was going to be an architect, and there happened to be a recession at the time, so I was like, man, what I'm going to do? You know, so I ended up getting into radiology. Uh, you know, radiology is a place where if you fall out of a tree, let's say, it's did you break your arm? Yes or no? X-ray will tell you that. But radiation oncology is a little different. You know, it's more of you see the patients 4 to 6 weeks at a time every single day. And so, you know, that was more my speed, being a people person, right? And being able to connect, learn about the individual, learn about their family, the things they do. And so, you know, that's that was my cup of tea, as they say, right? So, been doing this now for about 2 decades, and you know, it's interesting. You get to see people in their most vulnerable position, right? And for me, I take that with so much respect, right? Because people are trusting you in that most vulnerable position, and I want to make sure that I take care of them and their families, and making sure that I give them the best experience in a trying time, right? So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Again, I want to commend you because that's a lot of work, and you know you've been doing it for 20 years, as you mentioned, and to see, I want you to talk more about that as well because you educate the cancer patients and also the families, you know, more about what's going on, and also, you know, that's where you have your platform. But let's talk all about that as one as well. Like, how did you get into the podcast, into that real realm, as they say?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, that also happened before it started in 2020. I want to say that it started in the pandemic, but I want to say before that, you know, I was pitching an idea to one of the physicians, and I was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to be able to have a place where people can go and talk about cancer and things like that, and you know, they have to have different types of discussions. And she was like, oh, so what would you do? Like be the Oprah of cancer? and, and I was like, yeah, yeah, really. You know, and so it started out like someone kind of like laughing at my idea, but then I made that idea a reality, right? So, you know, I started in the pandemic, and then we just kept it going from there. We had some phenomenal guests. We had Alex Trebek. We had his wife on the show before he passed
What? No
from
way.
Jeopardy. Yeah. We had Samantha Harris with Dancing on the Stars and E Entertainment on the show. We had Ananda Lewis. She was an MTV VJ. She also had her own talk show host. So you know, we had some phenomenal guests, uh, and it's just on, right? Because cancer doesn't discriminate. Doesn't matter, black, white, young or old, rich or poor. It could be coming for you. So you know, you want to give them something that they can prepare themselves. You know.
Very true. And I was just talking briefly when you got back on, like if you want to inform people, like there's different types of cancer out there, like breast cancer, ovarian cancer, prostate. I mean, just to name a few of them. I mean, and like for example, in your field, how do you deal with people who've gone through these circumstances, and then how do you manage to kind of heal them, or kind of like kind of give them the positive outlook of the situation?
Yeah, for sure. Well, one, I want to tell you, I love being on this show here. You can see I'm relaxed. I got my shades on. I'm like in my hotel right now. You know, I'm like, okay, you got me in my whole relaxed vibe right now. So I just wanted to tell you that. I want to
Thank
give you that shout out there, yeah, for sure. But you know what? Yeah, we treat every single cancer, right? I mean, prostate, breast, lung, um, pancreatic, brain. You know what I mean? Neck, head and neck, skin cancers. There's nothing pretty much that we cannot treat utilizing radiation. And radiation is different from chemo. Chemo they give through the veins or pill, right? It's systemic, goes through the body and kills everything systemically speaking. And then for us, radiation, we're targeted. Wherever the cancer is, that's where we focus the radiation and give the treatment. So that I'm a board certified radiation therapist. Been doing that for over 2 decades now. So yeah, that's what I treat. I treat everything.
Wow, that's amazing. And like how I mean, I don't want to get too much in depth, but I think is there any like some like have you met some patients, let's say, that really stuck with you, that really resonate with going through helping them during their time of need and helping them overcome those situations with that.
Well, 100%. I mean, I want to give you an idea how many patients I've treated in my career, so you can get a eye view. We treat probably 30 or 40 patients per day. We treat about 4 patients per hour, up to 30 to 40 patients per day. Now multiply that 5 days a week for over 2 decades. How many patients have I seen? I've seen quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
And so you start to learn more and more about people and different signs, right? And mindset is a big deal. Some people could come through that door and they have that energy and they're like, we're here. I'm gonna fight this thing. I'm ready to beat it. You know what I mean? And it's it's those people that you see do well because it's the things that they're telling themselves, right? And then you see people come in and they're already defeated, and you can see that, and the energy is not right, and they're depressed, and they're crying, and it's overwhelming, rightfully so. And I don't I'm not judging any of those people whether you have the right mindset or don't have the right mindset. But what I'm saying is mindset plays a huge role in how you do.
Mm,
And so yes, over the years we've seen, and I've connected with so many patients. And early in my career, I want to say this. There's a story, I've always tell this story. When I first got involved with radiation therapy, I would say probably within my 5th year, I was running around. I was running because I always thought, man, this doesn't affect me, right? I'm here. I'm a superhero type guy, right? I would say everyone in the medical field, they carry like that superhero type feel. People respect them because we're giving them the treatments. And so I bumped into one of my patients, but I was in a hurry because we were so busy. And I was like, "Oh, so sorry, so sorry." And I called him Mr. Hermie. That was my nickname for him. And I was like, "Sorry, Mr. Hermie," blah blah blah. And I couldn't talk to him like I normally do because we were so busy.
yeah.
Well, the next day when I came in, I came to find out that Mr. Hermie had passed away. And I was just shocked, you know what I mean? And so as I was telling that story to someone, I just started crying. And as I started crying, I started laughing because I was like, oh my God, I'm crying. And I never thought my job affected me in that way. But that it helps you to really appreciate it. And you know what? You got some patients there that just they touch you.
Definitely. It does take a lot mentally and emotionally because you get to connect with people and the work that you do is it's not easy. You have to be there as kind of like a therapist. You know, you help them, you make sure that you check on them, and you have to make sure they're all taken care of. But then also you hear their stories, you hear what they're going through before they got to that point, and and then you meet their family. So it's a lot, and I commend you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. It can be, but you know what? Every day I look at it as an opportunity to make someone else smile. It's an opportunity to really reflect on myself. I, as much as I don't necessarily, I try to be intentional, but anytime I'm having a bad day and I look at some of my patients, I my day's not so bad, right? It could be worse, and so I always try to get a perspective on myself, and learning how to nurture myself, and being able to fill my tank up, because being a giver, sometimes you drain your tank, and
Yeah,
especially if you have people at home waiting for you, right? So you give all day at work, and then you come home and people expect you to give, right? So you got to be able to give some more, and so it's a lot. It's a lot to be able to try to have that in your tank, and at the same time be able to stay fueled so that you can be the best version of yourself. Right?
so true. So true. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think it takes a lot to do this every day. And like I said, I keep saying I commend you because it's a lot of work. People don't understand that behind the scenes, and you have to deal with a lot every day. You gotta go, you can say your personal life. You gotta do what you gotta do, and then maintain everything one time. So definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So yeah, you already
Maybe
know.
that's why my relationships fail.
Oh,
Right? You know what I mean? I'm always giving, and then it's like,
but you gotta
getting
get them
back.
too. I mean, and that
Yeah.
part, is a whole different situation. But yeah, I get it. You gotta. It's gonna be a mutual thing. So, but I understand. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're working on it. You're working on it.
We trying. We trying.
I understand. It's one day at a time. That's all you can do. Awesome, awesome. So I want to talk about because you have a lot of things going on. So prior to
Yeah.
the podcast, tell people where they could check that out, and also, where it's available, so people could definitely support that.
Yeah, thank you so much. You can, wherever you listen to your podcast, you'll find us there, whether that's Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio. You look at all those apps, you'll find us. All Talk Oncology. Look for the logo, and man, we're approaching our 100 episode. It's a phenomenal deal for us. We've just been
Congratulations.
grinding. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we've just been grinding, and really trying to put out content out here that cancer patients can walk away and benefit from. So that's one. Another thing that I did was, like, I created a book for cancer patients. I wrote a book,
Yes.
and it's called The Five Stages of Winning with a Cancer Diagnosis. And it gets you through the five stages that you go through. And those are another thing we've done. Another thing that I've done, I created a program for cancer patients. So when you get diagnosed, it it's overwhelming. And a lot of times what we see with cancer, it's what's on television or it's in movies. And so we always see people bald, or they're on their deathbed. And there's a lot of misconceptions. So the title of my program is, I have cancer. Am I going to die? That's what I named it.
Mm.
And it's it tackles so many things: misconceptions of cancer, how to get the mindset, how to prepare for surgery or radiation, or chemo, things that you need to do. Uh, and the program is out there for patients who get diagnosed, and I just want to let people know you can find that alltalkoncology.com. We're there. Yeah, we're just really trying to make sure we give all of the patients and their loved ones and caregivers the tools that are necessary that can carry them through this journey.
Definitely, definitely. And I also want to add to this because I feel like a lot of people need to be more educated. And you have to. You're also a cancer coach. So you,
Mhm.
like I said, you educate patients and also families in different death situations. And I think one thing I want to ask you, because I think a lot of times in the medical field, I think preventive measures, if I said it correctly, is very crucial. Like, go get checked. If you feel something's wrong, go get checked. And that's very
Yeah.
crucial. And a lot of times people don't do it until like the very last minute, you know.
Yes. It's a good point, and thank you for bringing that up. One of the things, especially in the minority community, you're a little reluctant going to doctors. One, it could be a trust issue. Not sure if you're going to be given the right information, or people going to take advantage of you. There's so much history behind that for minorities. But what I would like to say is that it's important that you do check yourself. For the ladies that are in the shower, do you feel your breasts at least once a month, right? While you're in the shower, they say feel it on the first. There's a quote that said feel it on the first of every month. Do you feel on your breast? You feel any lumps or anything like that? Fellas, are you getting out there getting your PSA checked, right? The prostate is something that most men could potentially get. So are we getting our prostate checked? And that number for prostate is important, right? Because guys, we know Kobe's number, right? If I say what's Kobe's number, everybody be like, yeah, 24/8, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, what's Jordan's number? Oh, you like 23. Where everybody knows that number when it comes to hoops. But what is your number for your PSA? You see, because that's you. That's taking care of you. And so I want to make sure that as an advocate, we get out here and we talk more and more in the community about those things, so that we can be good. Also, the things we take into our body, the foods that we eat, right? You
Yes.
know, it's important. It's important the things that we ingest. Now, I'm not saying not to have fun and eat foods that you enjoy. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying make more healthier choices. That's another preventative way of for putting yourself in danger when it comes to cancer, right? They've already linked that. Yesterday I was I made a video, excuse me, of a gentleman. He has stage 4 cancer, lung cancer, stage 4
Oh my God.
metastasized, and he was in the gym. And why was he in the gym? It's one because the gym creates these endorphins and makes you feel good.
Right.
It helps him feel productive. Just laying in bed and just saying, feeling sorry for yourself is something that he talked about that he didn't want to do. And so I commend anyone that's being able to get out here and be able to work out, whether that's walking, running, lifting weights, things like that. So, that's what I would say from a preventative standpoint.
That is amazing, and I think a lot of people should, like you said, unfortunately, is a stigma. Like people in our community don't really want to take a risk. They wait till like the very last minute. But it's good to always discuss that about in general about our community. Like we need to really enforce that, and the very early stages are the best because if you want to break down too, because a lot of people don't know different. Like you mentioned, stage 4, which is like close to the very end. But if people don't know like stages of cancer, can you educate them more about that, like stage 1, 2, and that's where.
For sure, for sure. So stage 1 is basically, it's you found cancer in your body and it hasn't spread to any other place. It's localized, right? Stage 2, depends on the size and where it's at. Stage 3, it could be that it's spread outside of the primary area and maybe has gone through other like your lymph nodes, things like that. And then stage 4 can be that the cancer has spread throughout the body. It's beyond just a local area and spread to different body parts, whether they call metastases, right? And so that's kind of the staging, in a basic sense. Of course, it's more in depth, and you always speak with your doctor. They're going to want to walk you through it. But I love to give the basics, so at least you have some type of foundation. And I love doing that in cancer coaching because a lot of times, let me tell you, Vera,
Mhm.
a lot of times people are getting their treatments and they're coming in and they're smiling,
Mm.
but in the middle of the night when they're laying in bed and they can't sleep and their mind is going and they're thinking, man, are these treatments going to work? Am I going to make it? Am I going to see my kids graduate? Am I going to be able to see my husband or my wife, you know what I mean, and take vacations the way we used to? These things are going through their heads. So
Mm.
who's there to handle that, right? Because we're there to give you the treatments.
Yes.
We're there to take care of that. But are we taking care of the mindset. And so that's what cancer coaching does. It tells you, guess what? I understand some of the things you're going through, right? And let's talk about it so that I can help you and be that light in that dark place until we get to the end of the tunnel, right? And so that's what we're doing in cancer coaching. We're walking you through the process. We're educating you on the way. We can also help you as you're going through some of your appointments of what you need. You got questions. That's exactly what we're doing.
That's amazing. I want to add to this because you're a specialty in this, but there has been some numerous case studies, and I wanted to get you on this as well, where they're stating that there may be finding a cure for cancer. Now, this has been going on for years, for many researches and many case studies. So, what in your field, do you think there may be a chance that there may be a cure for once for this?
But we always stay hopeful, right? That's one of the things we always want to do. I was approached by a pharmaceutical company because they came out with a pharmaceutical drug for people that had like stage 2 or higher of lung cancer, and
Mm,
so that's promising, right? You're being able to take some type of drug that can help reduce the proliferation or of or spreading of the cancer, right? That's something that's new, something that we hadn't seen in a while. There's special types of procedures and things like that are being done now that can take care of cancer at an early stage. There's a lot of different blood tests now that are coming out that can detect different types of cancers. So the advancement, it's coming, and that's the part I love. I love to be that part, to be able to help people with the cutting edge of what's happening. Immunotherapy is something that's been newly used, right? To being able to help your immune system attack the cancer, right? So, there's advancements in here. I just want to make sure that I'm a person that people can come to, trust to get the information, be able to know that no, we're not going to skate around it, but I'm going to give it to you, but I'm also going to guide you. That's the most important thing.
I love that. And what do you feel about like the stem cells research on that? Like they stating that with the stem cells, with the placentas and like things that you can find that has so much nutrients that could help for not only for cancer but for other things. How do you feel about that?
You know, there's a lot going on. You see the stem cell transplant. I'm seeing it. I've heard of patients getting that. You know, the advancements of what we're doing here in cancer is great. Now, I always tell people I'm not a physician, right? I'm a board certified radiation therapist. I'm a
Yes.
cancer coach, but always consult your physician about what it is that you can do with your diagnosis, because each diagnosis is different, each person is different,
Right.
and so you want to make sure that you're getting the best options from your physician as you go into any treatment.
I love that. Like I said, there's always a lot of case studies happening. A lot of every year they have something coming up. Especially with the what they call who. If you don't know what that is, that's in the I forgot the name of the abbreviation to it, but it's a thing for the CDC. Forgive me, that's the other one. The CDC. I meant to say. I was like trying to get one of those, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but there's a who. There's a who. This the
yes,
World Health Organization.
yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yes, yes.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
it's always new updates and new things, and I always try to like look what's going on. It's like intriguing, but it's really a lot of stuff that people should look and tap into with that as well.
There's a lot out here, and it's not like it used to be, where like I said, cancer, you didn't have too many options. Now people are having more and more options, treatment options, which is awesome,
Yeah.
right? And I just I just did an interview with Dana Farber, a physician from Dana Farber, and we talked about sarcomas.
Oh,
Sarcomas are a lot of types of cancers that kids get primarily, and he's just talking about some of the advancement that he's having within his field with sarcomas. And so there's so much going on in the different silos that for me, that's education, trying to get it in, trying to take it in. So that way I can be a great reference to someone. And so that's what we're doing down here. I think the advancement is happening. I think people are seeing that they want to try to contain it because, you know, cancer, it doesn't discriminate,
right.
and it's all over.
Definitely, definitely. I like I said, it's a lot of stuff people have to know about more about this, and I think it's great that we are talking about this matter and people could be more informative with this
For
as
sure,
well.
for sure. for sure.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, do you have any upcoming projects? I mean, you mentioned about the book that's already out. You mentioned that, you have a podcast, but is there anything else that we don't know about that you have coming up?
Well, I'm actually turning my program into a book.
Oh,
So that's something that you can look out for. The title again is "I Have Cancer. Am I Going to Die?"
yes.
So that's something I'm transforming into a book. I'm excited about that. We've been collaborating with different different people within the community, different organizations, and so we want to make sure that All Talk Oncology is out here representing. We're already on a global scale, right? We've already been in South Africa, Australia, the UK, Canada, India. So we are in Greece. You think about it, cancer doesn't discriminate, doesn't matter where you're at,
Right.
and to help people to appreciate that this is just not them and their location, it's everywhere. And if we can get people to on the show to drop gems to talk about some of the things that they've gone through, then guess what, then we can help that next person, or
Yeah.
we can help that, right? Because that's what it's about. A lot of times you hear cancer patients go, oh my god, I didn't know what to expect or what to do when I first got diagnosed. And so you cut that in half when you get people on the show that talks about their experience and what it is that they've gone through.
Definitely. And I do want to talk briefly about that as well. Like those who are just tuning in right now, hello, everybody's watching. If let's say, depending on the situation, everybody's you said situation is different. Let's say they get the news that the test came back, they get cancer. Like you said, what is the protocol? Because people don't know. A lot of people are just like they're scared, like you mentioned, they're terrified, they're gonna die right away, and it doesn't work that way. But for your experience, pretty much, like what are the stages? Like you said the treatments. So if people want to know more about it, and they could bring this to other awareness as well with that.
Yeah. But typically what ends up happening, you find something or you have some type of symptoms and you go into the doctor to say, hey, this is what's going on. They run some type of diagnostic test to kind of find out, hey, what's happening. Those results come back, and usually it's people going, hey, guess what, this is cancer, we need to refer you to an oncologist,
Gotcha.
right? And so they get into a medical oncologist. He's looking at him, examining, and he determines whether or not what's happening, right? Does that person need chemotherapy or not? Immunotherapy, depending on what type of cancer they have. If depending on what type of the cancer they have, then he's going to direct them to a radiation oncologist, okay? Because you may need radiation, or
Yes.
you may need or a surgeon. You may need to have surgery. So those are the channels that ends up happening with that patient when they first get diagnosed. And what I always say is that when a person gets diagnosed, it's all hands on deck. And what I mean by that is, think about all of the people that are paying attention to you. You're going to your primary. He refers you to oncologist. The oncologist is looking at you. He sends you to the radiation oncologist or to the surgeon. The surgeon, and whatever happens to you. You come back to radiation therapy now. The radiation therapists are there with you, and our team is there just taking care of you. You're giving your treatments, and really, you're dealing with us for 4 to 6 weeks at a time. And after your treatments, you ring the bell. Everybody claps their hands, and boom, they
Oh wow.
disappear. They disappear. So imagine all that attention up front, all the things that's happening, and all of a sudden you're feeling this roller coaster, and then it's done, and you're by yourself, right?
Mhm.
And so that part is what cancer coaches come in too, right? Because you're going, okay, what do I do now?
Exactly.
And the way you were living your life prior to cancer is not the same way that you're going to be living your life after cancer,
Hmm.
right? Because your perspective has changed, right? What's most important now? You got catapulted in the front of the line of dealing with life, and you're like, okay, oh my God, I didn't ask to be here, but I'm here. What do I do? And
Yes.
so all these hands are on you, then they let go, not because they don't care about you. It's just because you finished your journey as far as the treatments were concerned. But then you're left with that hole, like, my goodness, what do I do? And so that's where we come in and we help out, right? Cancer coaching help you out because it goes back to your values.
Yes.
It goes back to what's important to you. The things that you learned and your parents taught you as a kid, right? It's that, you know, getting that brand new Mercedes or getting that house on the hill or going on that magical vacation may not be, something that is a priority anymore.
Very true.
right? So that's kind of the rundown of what patients go through, the emotional roller coaster in between. Some patients, people don't know how to deal with that. They don't
Yeah.
know how to deal with someone that got diagnosed with cancer. So what do? They run. You see sometimes the spouses or the boyfriends or the girlfriends, they leave. And
Hmm.
you're like, what? I mean, how are you leaving me now on this most vulnerable place I've ever been in? And people don't know how to deal. And so they're left alone. And so now you're dealing with that, right? People don't want to talk about it because cancer is taboo to them, right? What are people going to do? I don't want people to judge me. I don't want people to treat me differently, right? We think about we have a live example of that. The gentleman who did the Black Panther, right? They found out he had cancer and he had created that movie and the baseball movie, and he had cancer that whole time. And they were like, "How did he do that? No one even knew it." But he
Right.
didn't want to he didn't want to be treated differently. He did not want to get a role because you felt that he couldn't accomplish it. The man crushed it. You know what I mean? So cancer doesn't mean that you can't do anything. So we got to get rid of those misconceptions.
Definitely. And may he rest in peace, Chadwick, I believe that's his name, Bosman, I think was it. He had
Hmm.
pancreatic cancer, stage 4, I think was it.
Yeah,
And he was doing great movies and many good roles, and to the very last day he kept it very, like I said, very private. And
yeah,
unfortunately, he's may he rest in peace. He passed away with that, but it's
yeah.
it's it's scary, like you said. And a lot of times people. Now I have to ask you: are you into a spiritual journey yourself through what you're going through right now?
I've always been a spiritual person, 100%. I think that people ask me. They just asked me yesterday when I was shooting the video
Okay.
with the person that was working out. We're talking, and he was like, "Now, how do you do that? I mean, how are you treating 30, 40 patients a day
Right.
and seeing all these people that are sick or not sick and still be able to get through that?" And it's my spiritual journey, right? I gotta that's one of the ways I fill my tank, and I I need to do more of that, right? But my spirituality plays a role in how I see life. It plays a role on how I deal with people. It plays a role on how my compassion and empathy for them as they go through that, and understanding that this world that we live in, um, it has a lot of ups and downs, and I want to make sure that I can lift you up in a time when you're down, right? And I think people ask me, Kenny, I'm so sorry for going on a rant, but if
Oh,
people ask me, you know, they're like, Kenny, why are you doing this? Because a lot of people don't do this, and I used to say because I love people, and that's kind of how I started out this show, right? I love people, but really, it's really understanding what is what it feels like to be counted out. See, I
mm,
know what that feeling is like to be counted out and to be like that person's not going to make it. You know what I mean? And how many people have I proved wrong?
mm.
How many people have I proved wrong? Is that not only have I made it, not only have I created a podcast, but I'm giving back, right? I'm giving. So for me, I understand what it's like to be counted out. And so I want to make sure that I'm the person who's there for you in your journey. They can let you know, no, this is not the time right now to give up. This is
Yes.
not the time, no matter who left, no matter what you're going through. Let's get through this. You're not alone in this. We're in this together.
I have another question. I hope it's not weird if I ask you this, but do I see you like working, coexisting with a church or something of that nature with spirituality, which you mentioned, but also working hand in hand of doing a program with them, with the church or something, if I'm not mistaken?
No, no, I haven't worked with the churches at all. But I've just been that person. That's just who I am. That's my being. I am a spiritual man. I believe in God. I understand why we're going through this. I understand why we grow old and die. Right. I understand why we get sick, and then I understand that the hope for those that get sick.
Mm,
Right.
Mm.
And that's the deal. A lot of times people don't have that hope. They go through a journey hopeless. And
Yes.
so if I can give you and interject some life of what life's about and why we here, and there is a purpose. There is a purpose for all of this, and you do matter, and you are important, and that you may not believe that God knows you or
Mm.
feels and understands what you're going through, and I can help you to appreciate that. You know what He does, and the reason you're going through is not because God put this on you. No, because people want to blame God for that, but my spirituality plays a role in how I move, as I say, how I shake and move
Yeah.
with my patients.
No, I love that because I do see you getting it's what I reason why I'm saying that is not it's I see you getting an invitation, you speaking at a church somehow, like you connecting with the church. That's why I'm asking you, are you somehow with a partnership? But I do see you anything you may be getting a invitation to go and speak about a testimony and also talk about a little bit of what like you mentioned here. So it's probably more like an invitation. That's why I'm getting the sense of a church, but like together. So I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think it's more like with the invitation with that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we out here. We're definitely trying to help people,
Yes.
and we're definitely we definitely want to be take care of people in their most vulnerable position, and I stress that, right, because I've been doing this for over 2 decades,
Yeah.
and people trust me, and so I don't take that lightly because for myself, I have trust issues. You know what I mean? So right, so in order, so to be in a position where people trust you, I do not want to forsake that. I do not want to compromise that. I want to make sure I give you what you need, and if I can't give you what you need, direct you to who you need to speak to get what you need.
Mhm. I thank you for that because a lot of times, and as you mentioned, a lot of times patients they give up, and they feel like it's they're gonna die. You know, a lot of times they have so many things going on, they can't handle situations, and I think a lot of times it's good that you have people like yourself that are reassuring them, like just take them one day at a time. Because a lot of times, like you said, they lose hope, but they just like, oh, I got cancer, I'm gonna die either way, and they don't realize really see like there is potential. You could remission, you could survive it, it's people don't understand that, so it's good like you kind of like reiterate that to them in a sense like no, just take them one day at a time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just because you've been diagnosed doesn't mean it's a death sentence. Like I was saying yesterday, I was recording a gentleman. He's got stage 4 lung cancer.
Wow,
Then it's metastasized. The guy's working out.
that's
I
crazy.
interviewed about he's working out. He's talking about why working out is important to him. He still hosts. He says Subway sandwich on Sundays. Sub sandwiches on so he gets people at his house and he makes sandwiches and they chop it up and whatnot. He was just on a runway. He did like a fashion runway last weekend. So the man is active, and I want to make sure I get that message out because just because you've been diagnosed doesn't mean it's a death sentence. Doesn't mean that you can't move on and move forward with your life, and that's important to know.
So true. I can't stop saying thank you for what you're doing because a lot of times you don't get the flowers or you don't get that reciprocation of love that you're giving to the world, so I just want to say thank you for what you're doing as well.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You
Yeah.
already know. You already know. So prior to that, is there anything else you want to discuss on here that nobody else knows? I like to get exclusive on the show here. So is there anything else you haven't told anybody yet? I want to get here.
Like I said, this what I'm working on, and we got some things up our sleeve because there's a lot of people that have been affected by cancer or they know someone who has been dealing with cancer and they're not talking about it. And if we can get those people to talk about it, not only would that be influential, that would be a guide to the next person. And I'll talk oncology. That's what it is. It's empowering cancer patients through these insightful conversations, reinforcing confidence and certainty about your cancer condition. That's what we're doing down here. And if we can interject some empowerment and hope so that you can have a more interaction, a better interaction with your medical team, and that's what we're doing. And as we can bring in new things that you're talking about, new treatments, new things that are happening, then I want to make sure that All Talk Oncology is bringing that forward to you. So, that's what we're doing down here.
That's amazing. I also want to bring up here. We have people tuning in, like people are coming in, but we have a few comments on here. Drea, I believe. I hope it's a man or woman. I'm not for sure, but they said dope
Mhm.
interview. And they
Thank
said to
you.
you, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And they say, may God continue to bless you on your journey, Mr. Perkins.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, thank you so much for that.
oh, this is
You know,
amazing.
listen, if you guys see me, if you guys go to my podcast, All Talk Oncology, you'll find me on Spotify. I'm always suited and booted. But I was like, you know what? You had that vibe on here stuff for the radio. So I was like, I'm relaxed today. Got my little polo, my shades on. So you got me on my Sunday fun day.
No, that's good. Like casual day. Just be yourself. That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, awesome. So, any shout outs you want to give on here?
Yeah, for sure. I want to always give a shout out to my entire team for working hard. You know, I'm the face of this company, but my team is the people behind the scenes of making sure things get done. So, shout out to my team. I want to say thanks to everyone that supported me. It's been along my way. My mentors has been helping me to get to this. It's always a group effort. They always say it's lonely at the top, right? They say it's lonely at the top, but why? It's the reason it's lonely is because the people didn't bring others up with them.
Mm,
See, as you're climbing, you don't need to just climb by yourself. You need to bring people up with you. And a great person who has done that we can see is LeBron. Look at all of his friends. He's put them in positions that everybody's winning. And so for me, when you say shout out, I just want to make it sure that everyone that wants to see me successful, I want to make sure that I bring everybody up with me too, so that I'm not lonely at the top. It's like a success is a group thing. So thank everyone that's been helping All Talk Oncology to get to this point, and yet there's still more room for trajectory. So let's get it.
mm. You first heard it here right now, okay?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Definitely. No, I have another question as well. Are you tapping into? Because I know you mentioned that you're doing other things as well, but are you tapping into other programs as we speak besides this, like other things that you're working on for the moment until it gets put out to the world?
I have ideas.
Mhm.
Uh, my ideas. I'm a visionary.
Mm,
I've learned that about myself. Um, but a lot of times, the visionaries, that's what we do. We're not the persons who can put it into action. We need to give it to the people who know how to take the vision and make it come alive, right?
yes.
Right. So I can write the script and I can tell you everything that's doing, but I'm gonna need the videographer and the actor and this and that so they can bring it to life, right? That's what Disney is. It's like Disney has they have the visionary of what the movie is going to be, but you need everyone to bring it to life. So I have some ideas, and it's always about how we're going to better further the cancer awareness, how we're going to bring in a smaller gap, close in the gap with pharmaceutical companies and the patients. There's a lot of different fun things out here that we can do with this that I have in mind. So yeah, you're right. I do have some things that I want to work on. So I just gotta get there. Got to get to the right people so to get the trajectory going, or just continue grinding until I get there and let the trajectory happen. Right.
Definitely. But also it's good, like you mentioned, like just you have to have a game plan. And also make sure you have the people that back you to support that game plan and put it out there so it's available for the public and those out there as well.
Yes.
Definitely.
Amen.
You already know. So I want to ask you from your expertise, those who are watching now, also later on the show, any word of advice you want to give?
Word of advice is, you know what? Sometimes we look so far in the future and you think that those things are going to happen. But you don't know. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't really know what the next hour is going to bring.
Mm.
So try to stay intentional. Try to stay in the moment, and try to give the best version of yourself. And sometimes we don't do that. Yesterday, I didn't have the best version of myself yesterday, right? And today I'm regretting it. I was like, why didn't I use the best version? And guess what? We're human.
Oh no. Hopefully he comes back. He was getting really good. Hold on. Please come back to close the show. Those of you guys watching in right now, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Network here live with your host, Vero G, and our amazing guest, CEO and founder of All Talk Oncology podcast. I hope he gets to come back in a few minutes. We'll just wait for him, hopefully, to get on. I'm praying. Yes, he's back on. Okay. I was like, what happened? It was getting so good. Okay. You're back. I was like, what happened?
There we go. What part did I get cut off on? I don't even know.
Word of advice and everything else was there.
I lost the word. You never got the word of advice?
Yes, no, I didn't get that because until that, I don't know what happened. But yeah.
Okay.
Oof. Yes. So what is your word of advice for anybody watching, tuning now, or tuning later on as well as we speak for that?
Got it. The word of advice I would like to tell people is that, you know what, stay present and stay intentional. Try not to look so far in the future, because you don't know what the future might bring, and you don't know what's going to happen within the next hour, right? We always thinking about what's going to happen in the future, and that brings anxiety. Try to stay intentional, try to stay in the moment, and take a moment to take take it all in. And you know what? I did that. I remember, and I'm gonna tell you my true life experience.
Mhm.
But I want to tell you what I heard. I heard Will Smith give an interview, and he said that him and Martin talked, and he said, "Hey, let's slow down for Bad Boys 4, because we rushed and we got everything done and all in the first three movies." He
Yes.
says, "But this fourth one, let's take it all in. Let's live that as experience so that we can enjoy this and remember it." And when he said that, it made me think about when I first spoke with Gene Trebek. So I was starting this whole podcast in the middle of the pandemic, so you got to get an idea. People are already panicking about what was going on with the pandemic. Am I going to catch it? Is this and that? Is it contagious? They had no idea. And then meanwhile, you still have people that had the cancer, right? And so at that point, Alex Trebek had mentioned that he had cancer, and he came out. And I knew as a radiation therapist and as a cancer coach, I wonder what Gene's going through. And so when I reached out to Gene, and Gene gave us that invitation to be on All Talk Oncology, I told my team at that time, I said, let's pause. We need to pause. I mean, we're extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. But you got to imagine what we've just done. It helps us to appreciate that what we're doing affects everyone. And thank God for putting us in this position to be a light to those that are going through something in their journey. So that's what I like to tell people. Stay present, stay intentional, and always, always look to God for something better,
I believe that strongly, and like I think everybody has gone through certain situations in their life to where they're at now, and I think it's all we're going through here for a reason. There's a purpose, as I say, it's we deal with it every day. It's maybe certain things that it feels like it's too much, overwhelming, but for the most part, as long as you're here and we're doing a good word of God, that's all we can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. So before we go, tell everybody quickly your podcast, where they could tune, check it out, and support it as well.
Listen, you guys, anyone that's going through cancer, if you want help with just life on how to get through it, things on mindset, because this is not just for cancer patients. It's about life, right? You think about people who are dealing with life. I put these things out here. If you're looking for me, it's alltalkoncology.com. You can look on all my social media platforms. So All Talk Oncology. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. All Talk Oncology is my platform. We have not only programs for cancer patients on how to get through things. We have books out, and so I just want to let you guys know if you're feeling down, you're feeling that you need some help, you're feeling don't know what to do, you're feeling stuck, reach out to me, reach out to my team. We'll make sure that we get you through that. You're not alone in this. We're in this together.
I love that. Oh my God, I get emotional. And tell her one more time your social media, your Facebook or Instagram will wait to contact you as well.
Yeah. It's All Talk Oncology. My name is Kenny Perkins. So you can look that up. You're going to find All Talk Oncology on all across the board. My YouTube channel, uh, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever social media platform you're on, we're there. And my website is All Talk Oncology. If you listen to podcasts, you can find me on Apple. You can find me on Spotify. You can find me on iHeartRadio. Anywhere you listen to it, Amazon, we're there. So just know that. Just know that this is what we're doing. We're out here trying to help people through their journey, not only cancer patients but their loved ones and the caregivers. And let's do it. Like I said, let's not make this thing where it's taboo. Let's make this to where you know what? Hey, I know exactly who to go to. I got cancer. I know who to go to. Hey, there's this guy. That's right. He's your cancer guy. That's where I came from,
There you
right?
go. He's the one to go to. Check him out, guys. Go support Prelids, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
Definitely. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us so much education, so much information that is going to be a lot of people are going to really appreciate this and definitely just get the word out there.
And I appreciate you so much for having me on the show. You're out here crushing it. You're out here doing amazing things. And I just want to tell you, thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be in your presence.
Oh my
And
God, same here.
yeah, yeah. And let's not be strangers, right? I mean, we're talking about hosting an event in Los Angeles. We're going to be working on that. So I guess that's another thing, right? You asked me some exclusives. There's some other things
See,
that we're
I
trying to
told you
work
I
on.
knew something coming. I knew it. I was trying to get something.
Yeah, yeah. So we'd love to have the personality like you out there and just being able to, who love the people. You know what I mean? So we're working on it.
Okay, great. Well, I'm excited, and yes, just listen, put it out there, spread the word. I'll share as much as I can. My end as well here, and yeah, that'd be really dope. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
awesome, awesome. But we'd love to have you next time. If anything else, in a couple of months, we just have a follow up and see anything else.
Yeah, I would love that. Let's do it.
Okay, awesome, awesome. We're in
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
And
As I said, this is about right. It's about building relationships, and that's what this is. It's a relationship. So let's continue. We're not strangers anymore. You know what I mean?
there you go. There you go. Definitely, definitely. But again, thank you so much for your time and educating our amazing audience and viewers. And it's a blessing. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Well, we'll see you sometime soon after today.
All righty. You guys have a good one.
Thank you too as well. Bye. Bye. Awesome. Yay. All right, guys. That was amazing. Listen, God is good all the time. Even though we had some technical stuff going on, but we got the interview done. I'm so honored. Thank you, Janelle, your amazing team member who reached out. And thank you again, our amazing guest for tonight, the CEO and founder of All Talk Oncology podcast, Kenny Perkins. Go support him. Excuse me. As he mentioned, he has all his platforms available. Go check him out, support him. If you, like you said, when B gets on his show, if you know anybody who's going through cancer or are going through cancer, and maybe they made to be guests on his show, please go contact him and get some insight as well. And he could definitely help as his expertise on that as well. So definitely go check him out, support him, and all that said and done. All right, guys. So before we get out of here, real quickly, because I just want to add this on the show before we get out of here. Yes. All right. So, guys, hold on. Let me double check this right now. Okay. So before we go, if you'd like to be a guest on the show here, it's each and every other Sundays. You know how we do here, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I know everybody's time is different if they're like on the West Coast or Central time, what do you want to call it. But again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you could hit me up on, if you have me on Facebook, if you already have me on Facebook, you can hit me up there. If you have me on IG, you can hit me up there as well. I am looking for openings now, the end of all April. But I keep saying August. Why August keep coming in my head? It's weird. Something's happening in August. I don't know why. But anyway, so the end of April, I have one more availability for the end of April. So if anybody wants to be on the show for that day, let me know. We also have openings now in May, which is open for this show to be a guest. So hit me up on all those platforms I mentioned, Facebook or IG or the case may be. Also, if you don't have me on IG, you can follow me now. That is below on the screen. You guys can see that down there, which is at official Vero G. So you can check out my content, other things I'm doing as well. I do music, I do this, I do a list of other things as well. So definitely go check out the content. And also you can check out the YouTube channel, guys. I'm going to show you guys that so you guys get the chance to support that. Yeah, let me just send you this one so you can see that. So you guys can see in the screen here on the show, you could check out the YouTube channel is on the Vero G Spotlight Network. So you can check that there. My IG is there on the screen as well. You can check out my Facebook artist page, which is at VERO2884. And also that's my website, which is www.verogmusic.com. So you definitely could check that, all other content, all that information. Everything is just there on there. So definitely share, support, follow. I will do the same thing as well on my end with that said and done. So you guys already know. So again, you can follow me there on IG. If you want to support, I support back as well. Also, guys, quickly, I'm finishing up the May issue of the magazine. If you'd like to be on the issue, the deadline is by the 20th. No lie, it's on the pot day. April 20th. All my potheads out there. Happy 420, by the way. I shouldn't say too much because today's Happy Palms Day. So I'll be quiet. But you know what I'm talking about. Yes. So again, if you'd like to be on the magazine for the May issue, hit me up on my IG or my Facebook. Let's get it going because deadline's very soon, as they say. So definitely cannot wait. Also, I just want to put it out there quickly. The April issue is out now, and we show the cover of that one. Big shout out to Michelle. She is the president of the New York State Bail Association. Michelle Esquinias, I hope I said it correctly. So she's on the cover of April issue, so definitely go cop that. That's available at www.madcloud.com. So definitely go support that, and it's available for digital and print as well. So check that out if you haven't had a chance to. Support. I cannot stress that enough for everybody out there doing the thing. And all that said and done. Also, the song you heard tonight, which was actually my song called A Brand New Me, that's the single of this album. Go support it. You see it's available at all platforms from Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Google Play, Deezer, Amazon, MP3. The list goes on all places where you could go check that amazing album out now. So please support that. Well, all that said and done. And I just want to add here quickly before we get out of here. I do have merchandise. I have to restock or reorder it. But if you guys are interested, for the t-shirt or the tote bag, you're more than welcome to contact me on those platforms I mentioned and support the brand. So I appreciate that if you guys get a chance to. If you haven't, you know where to find me. All that said and done. Also, I just want to add a little quick something before we get out of here. Big shout out to City Council candidate Jason Murillo, who's running for District 2. That's in New York City, by the way, District 2. And he made officially in the ballot. So congratulations. Yes. I just want to announce that on here quickly on the show. Actually, there's a photo of him right here. So there he is. That is the man of the hour who is running for our district, District 2. And voting actually will be in June, I think 24th, and then November 5th. So those 2 dates, as you guys know, the primaries and then the election, all that's said and done. So again, more than welcome to get more about him. Hit me up and I'll send you his information. All that said and done. All right, guys. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in tonight for the Vero G Spotlight Network here, or actually just scratch that, Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. We're also included with the network part in the YouTube channel. Also, again, next we'll be honored to have my boy, my homie, artist Furious Styles will be on here. I'm excited. He got a new music is out right now, but he has a new single out as we speak, and I can't wait to play here on the show and more things he's working on as we speak. So I'm very excited for that. And you already know. So, and also me will be having the CEO of XS Energy Drinks, Sean Feld, to be back. And I know we're gonna be talking about some good stuff on music side, so I can't wait for that. But again, if you'd like to be a guest on this show, I cannot stress that enough. You know where to find me, guys. You know where to open my QR code where I'm at it. You guys know where to find me and make this happen. You know what I'm saying? On IG or on Facebook. I usually respond right away or by the same day if possible. Again, before we get out of here, guys, you could support this show. Just put your phone camera on the screen here and it'll go directly to where you guys would like to donate. You know, if you want to support this show, you like the show, you also can leave a comment on YouTube channel or whatever you call it, on Twitch as well. We're being seen live on Twitch, YouTube, and also on Facebook Live. So if you like the show, if you want to donate, even $1, hey, listen, they're going straight to the show. So I appreciate it. Again, if you like this content, hit me up on, not here, but on my Facebook and all that. But again, you also could support the show at that QR code right there on the screen. You guys already know. So in advance, happy Friday in advance. Kind of Friday's coming up with that. And yeah, happy Easter. Yes, I know Easter will be next week, I believe. I think it's next week. But in advance, happy Easter to all. And I hope you have a great, rest of the week, guys. Be safe out there, please. It's crazy out here in New York City. It's weirdos things going on. Please protect yourself, men and ladies out there. It's bad out there. So just always protect yourself and be safe. That's all I can say for now. But alrighty, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I'm going to do an outro. You know how we do the show each and every week on here. I thank you for tuning in on the show and supporting the show and tuning in every week, and checking out what we got going on, all that said and done. So you guys already know. We'll see you guys next week, God willing, and have a great week and be blessed and be safe out there. I cannot stress that enough. You guys already know. So now we'll see you next time, guys. God bless and take care. Bye, everybody. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Vero G. And you're watching right now the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook Live, and on Twitch. Check out all these amazing episodes and so much more. Tune in to check each and every Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And definitely check out all the episodes on my YouTube channel at Vero G Spotlight Network. Follow and subscribe. I will follow right back. So definitely go check out the channel if you want to support. Appreciate it. Much love.
That as a plus size woman yet for doing it, and I'm like,
baby.
but why can't you do it? And she's like, well, mom's like, I'm not pretty enough. And she's
like
she's
when
very
our
pretty.
songs
And I was
come
like,
about, like
but you
we'll hear
are.
a beat
And she's like,
and we
but
just sit back and vibe to
I
it.
have this,
And when we was hearing it, like
body and these
with the way
stretch
the
marks,
beat
and I'm
is
like,
set up,
and
it got the amazing
or
Maroon 5.
someone came up to me on a show and
that
like, I could never
Jagged
do
Jagged.
this.
So,
I
that
had
song was real
surgery on my
smooth,
neck
and
and I
I
had a
could see
scar, and
both
I'm like,
consider
and
ourselves smooth
I said,
people. You know what I'm saying?
to
So
me,
we just
scars
added
show what
a
we
little sauce
survived.
to
They're a
it.
badge of
It
honor.
just came out and brought a little vibe to it.
It's
Honestly,
not a flaw.
just
It
a
makes
little
you
turn
unique.
up
It
because
says,
I know
hey,
my
I did
first
this,
project
I
I came
accomplished this, I
more
lived
subtle.
through it, and I'm
I
better
came
for
more
it.
subtle
So
because it was around February,
that's
Valentine's. You got the
what
love,
I
you got the
really
pain. People going
predominantly
through breakups
love
around
to
that time
share with
frame as well
people,
too. So
and
this time
just
around
bring
where
that awareness, because I'm I'm plus size. I'm going out there, I'm doing this stuff. All eyes are on me when I'm
really
doing this
honestly
stuff,
like when
and
our songs come about,
I
like
still
we'll
struggle
hear a beat
sometimes. I remember going to
and we
one New
just
York
sit back and
Fashion Week.
vibe
I
to it.
had
And when we was hearing it, like with the
imposter
way the beat
syndrome,
is
and I
set up,
told this girl
got the
who's
amazing
pretty well known
Maroon
model, and I'm
5,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
I
That
feel like
like
I don't
Jagger. So
belong
that
because you
song
have
was
all
real
these
smooth.